Brian Griffin is seen as the voice of reason, but his story starts a bit darker than that. From being abandoned as a pup by his mother, that trauma shaped everything. The drinking, the ego, the women, and the endless search for meaning is probably why he's a worse playboy than Quagmire. Oh, and wait till you find out about what happened between him and Quagmire's dad. Brian's died more than once, only to be yanked back to life. But then, if Peter hadn't picked him up off the street, Brian's story might have ended before it even began. And so today, we're looking at the entire story of Brian Griffin. Brian wasn't always part of the Griffin family. In fact, they had other dogs before him, and even more after. Brian's story began on a farm in Austin, Texas, where he was born in a litter of 5 puppies. Unlike his siblings, Brian was born with the ability to talk. His mother was named Biscuit, and his father was a dog named Coco. From Brian's point of view, his owner took him away while his mother just stood there and did nothing. That moment left him with deep abandonment issues, ones he refuses to admit he even has.
You have abandonment issues. You need to confront your mother and deal with this.
What, are you crazy? For God's sake, my eyes were barely open and she just gave me away. Well, you know.
But it seems abandonment issues weren't the only parental problem he had, because he claims his father also did influence him a bit of a way.
Oh, God. Oh, God, I'm so sorry I keep doing that. Oh, God, please forgive me. I get that from my father. He's from a different generation.
Okay, whatever, moving on. Brian got to reunite with his former owner, but that was where he learned a sad, heartbreaking truth. The owner explained that his mother passed away, but gave him up so he could have a better life.
Thought you'd have a better life if she let you go. Was she right, son? Do you have a good life?
Yeah, I really do. I have a great life.
Though this gave Brian some closure, it quickly turned to horror when he found out that his mother had been turned into a table. This was a huge shock to Brian. Furious, he and Stewie stole her remains and gave her a proper burial. There was also the episode that marked a turning point in Brian and Stewie's friendship, something we'll dive into a bit later. Now, Brian is smart, not super intelligent like he tends to believe, but he is smart. Turns out he received an Ivy League education, having attended Brown University, as seen in Brian Goes Back to College. But then he dropped out of school. He went back to finish his degree years later after joining the Griffins, but then he still wasn't able to pass his test, particularly because he refused to cheat.
Well, how'd you do?
I failed.
What? You failed?
Yep.
Well, and what the hell are you smiling for?
Because I took it all the way. I didn't give up on myself, and I didn't cheat.
Wow, you probably should have.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, maybe.
But at the time Brian had first dropped out, he ended up homeless for some reason, and this was when Peter found him. But before Peter found